So here's my question.
Question.
Should Black people really have a say or be in this conversation when it comes to the whole taking down of the White House? I say that because Steve Harvey, actually, we both work for 102.3 KJLH in Los Angeles, where Steve Harvey is the morning show. He has a morning show on our radio station. And he made a point to say, like, listen, Black people, stay out of it. It's really not our fight. Like, let them do them, because this is them. And let us handle what we need to handle. So stay out of that conversation.
It's just so many layers. It's just so many layers on this, man.
Because, of course, the whole conversation was like, okay, if it would have been Black people, then of course it would have went down completely different. The reaction of the officers, the police, would have been completely different. There would have been shots fired. There would have been some more smoke. There would have been some bean bags thrown. There would have been, I don't even know if we would have made it that far.
It would have been completely different. And we know that based on the events that went down, that it was planned out. We know that there were police officers and military folks on both sides. It was police officers out there trying to do their job, and it was police officers out there storming the Capitol. It was military folks that called to come and do their job, and it was military folks there with guns and zip ties to do their job. You know what I'm saying? It's on the opposing side. You know what I'm saying? It was very interesting. And for us, I don't think it's so much that we don't have a dog in this fight. You know, it's just so much us. We're just sitting back looking at the reaction about everything, how everything is unfolding. And we know how cops react to riots. Anytime there's ever been a riot, anytime anything, we know how they come out, how they dressed up. We know how they address everything. So it's just us sitting back watching everything unfold. And it's almost unbelievable. It's just like, wow, like
just the difference in treatment,
just everything, the way everything went down, the way we know that for that to happen, the cops had to be complicit. This had to be planned out. They said they were calling for the National Guard and they were on standby. They were told not to come immediately. Like, it was all kind of orchestrated. So just kind of sitting back and watching it is just like, we know what we've been dealing with the cops and just everything in general. But seeing that happen at the Capitol, and seeing nobody being held accountable. I saw a cop helping the lady down the stairs. I've never, ever seen an image of a cop doing a riot or a protest or anything, doing anything positive for a Black woman. Helping her down the stairs in riot gear, never seen that. I saw a cop helping a elder white lady down the stairs in riot gear. Never seen that before, ever. So it's just, how do we weed out the good apples from the bad apples? How do we know who's still complicit? When we have the inauguration and let's say these folks are threatening to come back and all that, how do we know which cops are on which side when it hits the fan? How do you know? They said cops were flashing their badges to get in there. It's just all kind of crazy recklessness that happened. Nobody's being held accountable thus far.
Well, they are making arrests.
I've seen cats that says they got picked up and they're already back at home.
Okay.
So, and then I've heard that since so many people traveled to Washington, D.C., a lot of people went home to their own jurisdictions. I heard a lot of these cases, they're going to allow these folks to be tried at home in their own cities and towns. Those jurors that's on those court cases in different states might not feel the same way as the people that's in Washington, D.C. And, you know, I feel like it's going to get watered down and it's going to be a slap on the wrist. Of course, they're going to throw somebody under the bus. Somebody's going to have to be held accountable for it. But the majority of the folks that was responsible for it, I think, is just going to be, it's going to go under the table. And they looking at it like a badge. Like, yeah, we did that. Like, it's nuts.
You know, what's very interesting to me is the Black officer who is being held as just a hero right now. He held off the mob from entering the Senate chambers, and all over the news today, they are really just kind of like hero, hero, hero. And I think he's a hero as well, but it's very interesting. I don't know, like, sometimes I feel like us as Black people, we do what we're supposed to do. Like, we hold it down.
It's not a sometimes, we always do what we're supposed to do. And we always get a bad rep. And it's just like, to me, I don't know how anybody else saw that transition, that transaction with the Black man and the white. But my thing was, this is a Black cop doing his job, and you got a mob full of angry white boys coming up, right? He has every law, everything in his power to draw down. He could have pulled his gun out, did what he could have. And granted, if I was in that situation, maybe that's why I'm not a cop, right? Because I'm thinking like, he the cop, and he's in his jurisdiction to do what he's supposed to do. Why is he backing up like this? Why is he running from this mob? And I'm thinking like, damn, you could be a black man as a cop legally, and you still can't do nothing to a group of white boys. You could be a cop, you've been paid for do that, and you still can't protect yourself against a group of white boys.
Well, let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think. It's Tap In with EL&EM.
Tap in.